I need to know your heart, oh God. I need to understand your ways, so good. Let my will be swallowed. Wisdom, ideas. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be welcoming Mrs. Sholanke Ayodele on stage, the Senior Manager, Customer Service for CAC, that's Corporate Affairs Commission. Let's make welcome Mrs. Sholanke Ayodele. Woo! With a beautiful smile on her face, though. I love it, I love it. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Wow, what's up? Good afternoon, everybody. And
Getting mixed up of
I really
December
appreciate
2020
it.
is fully online. And I can boldly tell you now, as of today, since July this year, we launched onto the AI. So it makes it a bit faster because AI is getting done quickly, and I tend to believe many of us are entrepreneurs. If you have your own personal business, can I see your hand? Good. Let's put it down. And my business is a legal business. A legal business in Nigeria. Let me see your hand. I believe we understand what that means. Good. First thing we must know is this. If you have ideas and you don't have a focus or a purpose for that idea, it will not see the light.
Today, she's an administrator, resourceful, self-motivated, hardworking, and conscientious business and economic analyst, skillful in strategy, corporate communications with experience in project management and investment promotion, intergovernmental, interagency, and maritime-related matters. She maintains a positive and professional attitude at all times, seasoned manager working to achieve a high personal performance standard through time management, teamwork, and organizational skills, enabling effective performance and maintaining a flexible approach to tasks. She is an honorable and she's one of the members of APC. And I would like to welcome Dr. Honorable Mrs. Yetunde Olashinko Akinluyi. She'll be giving us the kickoff inspirational talk. Thank you, ma, for coming. I didn't know her personally, but somebody linked me to her and she decided she was going to come. Mommy, really appreciate you for coming. Thank you for the honor. Very humble woman. God bless you. I thought you were a professor that you can only retire at the age of 70. At 65, you will retire if you are not a professor. So what are we talking about? So by now, our retirement starts now. What's our plan? Another thing is we need to be knowledgeable about whatever business we want to venture into. A lot of us don't bother to think that we need to learn from somebody who already has an idea or who is into the business. We just go into the business, and that's why a lot of us fail in the business. Because we feel, oh, I'll go to YouTube, YouTube will teach me. That's the truth. But somebody that is already into the business will tell you, obviously the person must have failed 1 or 2 times, and the person will be able to tell you exactly how it is. Then 3, a lot of us don't carry our business on our head. I'm sure you know by now. If you see me, they will say Funke Sales Week. Everybody knows. If you don't know, that means you are not here. You are outside here. You need to carry your business on your head. Today, you have a WhatsApp. Today, you will post after 10 days. In fact, after 2 months, you will not say, how do you want people to think? Imagine, I sell week, she sells week, 3 or 4 sales weeks. And you see somebody's post amongst us often. Whose business will register in your head? Is it not the person that posts often? Obviously, when people sleep, let them remember that, somebody has said, hey, I need a wheel right now. Do you know anybody that sells wheel? Let them be able to shout Funke at the top of their voice. Not that they will now start saying, in this edition, I don't know. That means there's a problem. That means your business, you are not carrying it on your head. Because the truth is that you don't need to care about what anybody feels about what you do about your business. It's nobody's business because they are not funding you. As long as you are not hurting the other person, it doesn't matter. So carry your business on it. Any platform you have, always promote your business. Let people know what you do. Let me see you and say, okay, do you have Euro today? I should see you and be able to be seeing the business in you. Not like I will be thinking and be racking my head, oh, does this person do this business? So we need to start thinking about what we do. Then lastly, procrastination. A lot of us procrastinate. I will do this. I will do this. I will go for this. It's a disease actually. For me, procrastination is a bad thing for us. We need to rise up now and start thinking, I will do this. You do it immediately. No, I will keep doing that. I will do it. It's a problem. And that's why a lot of us are failing because we procrastinate a lot. We don't plan and just take a bold step and say, let me do it. It's just like this thing. It's a bold step. It's not like I saved money somewhere, I saved anybody. I just, the inspiration had been there. The inspiration did not come as it came as like a podcast that we'll be doing every month. But God told me, why don't you gather entrepreneurs and those that are willing to do business and let's talk. So in life, we need to always have confidence to take a bold step. It doesn't matter what will happen or what is around us, but we need to learn to take a bold step. Let's stop procrastinating. May God help us. Now I want to go into the major program of today, which we are going to invite all our panelists. We'll be asking them questions, questions about businesses. A lot of them have top brands, and I'm going to talk more about them. But before then, I welcome our compare Michelle to come and welcome the insight and strategy. Please, as we ignite transformation, moving from ideas to impact, from dreams to reality. This conference was birthed with the vision of empowering individuals to see that every idea is a seed, but seeds only grow when they are planted, nurtured, and cultivated. Business is not just about profits, it is about creating value, providing solutions, and leaving a legacy. The Bible itself speaks about the importance of diligence and enterprise. In Proverbs 22, verse 29, it says, "Say thou a man diligent in his business, He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mere men. This scripture reminds us that diligence in business, commitment, excellence, and discipline positions us for greatness. It tells us that the way we handle our business, no matter how small, determines the level of influence and impact we command. The Bible also reminds us that in Deuteronomy 28 verse 12, the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in the season, and to bless all the works of thy hands. This scripture assures us that while ideas are important, it is the works of our hands, the step we take, the businesses we build, the diligence we show that God blesses us. In other words, blessings are attracted to effort. Faith must meet with action for abundance to be released. When we put an end to work with integrity, excellence, and persistence, God Himself partners with us, breathing increase into what we do. This is why we are here today, to learn, to grow, and to position ourselves so that the works of our hands can indeed be blessed beyond measure. As we engage in today's conversations, workshop, and networking, let us remember that beyond the idea we conceive, it is action, consistency, and wisdom that turn those ideas into thriving businesses. My hope is that this conference will spark not only strategies, but courage to take a bold step, embrace innovation, and go beyond the ordinary. Once again, I welcome you warmly. Let us open our minds, learn, connect, and grow together. The journey of building impactful businesses starts beyond the idea. Thank you.
And my next question is, what is the whole essence of our existence? And first of all, let me thank the church. For the church, you have opened their doors for this. I say, God bless the church, and we're not starting on the wrong footing, because anywhere that the power of God is, there's always power of success there. And you see, going on further, I said, what is the whole essence of our existence? He said, man was created to do what? Not to be useless, but to be impactful. So that is, every life is created to be impactful. There's no life that is useless. There's something in one person that is great. And number one point I put there, I talked about fluidity. You know, when an idea is just there, it's new, it's so fluid. It depends on the way you choose to mold it. And the state of free flowing, that is when it is called, it is fluid. And then you take this idea to another level, a higher one, pushing it further through innovation and creativity. And this could actually involve refining the idea, improving upon it, and then you find new things, new applications you want to do. Point. And then that starting point is, what am I doing to offload, to translate? Because an idea that is within you, if it's not being translated, it's
Very short, but very
Songwriter
impactful.
and artist.
Thank you, Mommy. Thank you so much.
Carved a niche for himself in Nigerian music scene, having produced some of the best songs for top-notch musical artists in the country, like Waje, Omaomi, Adekunle Gold, Gloria, Aramide, and Mo Shida, to name but a few. He is proudly Ekiti-born and hails from a family of 6. Ladies and gentlemen, may we welcome Olaitan Dada. Thank you so much for having us, please. After studying chemical engineering at Obafemi Awolowo University, before he pulled out to face life, he is a cinematographer, film editor, and director. He graduated from the University of Ibadan, where he studied classics. He also holds a master's in classics. With over 15 years of experience, he has directed the photography of over 70 episodes of a television series titled Man Begin. Shot and edited over 20 short films. Edited 3 films that went to the cinemas in Nigeria. All in our vibes. One of the films he shot is still available for viewing on Netflix. His cinematography credits also include a recent web series titled Journey to Bloom, showing on YouTube. He also recently shot 4 made-for-YouTube film for the iconic Taiwo has creatively grown into a household name. Abolarin, Taiwo on stage. Woo, so beautiful. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Paul. Rosanwo Taiwo Oladimeji is a seasoned finance and operation executive, entrepreneur, and visionary leader with a proven track record in strategic financial planning, physical management, and business development, with excessive experience across banking, fintech, energy, and agribusiness. Taiwo has consistently delivered innovation, solutions that strengthen financial sustainability, optimize operations, and accelerate growth in Nigeria across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, join me as we welcome Rosanwo Taiwo Oladimeji. Thank you so much. Applause for Dr. Miss Akinluyi Yetunde. Thank you. I would also like to invite our convener, Mrs. Oyiloye. I think we know the rest. Welcome on stage, everyone.
Okay. Welcome everybody, and this is a panel where we ask questions. And can they have the mics, please? Can they have the mic?
What someone has not job, right? For my case, I was favored. Let me put it that way. And you can learn from my story. I didn't just start and then I got there. I started by going to meet someone who was there, she said, and started from throwing everything I thought I knew away and started to learn. Who was this person? I went to meet Cobams, right? Everybody knows when you mention the name Cobams. It's synonymous with excellence. And I was favored, quote and unquote, because by the time I went to meet him, he was also looking for someone like me. So God aligned my own steps with his. Flip this story, I came with an assistant today, right? Who was on my case in February this year. And I had told myself I was not working with any interns anymore, not working with anybody, I was just doing, and he was on my case for I don't know how many months, until I agreed to give him about 2 weeks. I told him, you know what, you will intern with me for 2 weeks. And he has been with me since February. Right. Now, what is this teaching you? She said something when she was speaking. A lot of people have already made mistakes and learned from it and they've owned it. If you want to rise, if you want to go beyond your dream, look for somebody that has already gone that route. So that you don't waste your time making the mistakes that they made. If they spend 10 years learning what you can learn in 1 month, it pays you. Than for you to spend those 10 years. Right? So, going ahead with my story, working with Cobans opened me to a lot of celebrities. I mean, okay, I don't know where Sheo is in this room. Chola Listen was in the studio a couple of days ago, working on a new project with us. And he was taking pictures with her, and I looked at him and I was like, this is my story. This is literally my story. You were somewhere hungry with an idea, but right now your idea has not just stayed an idea; it is spanning out. And right in front of me, she was telling him, so keep that picture, so that in future you won't say that you don't know me. So she's already seen him working, recognizing his skill, basing a judgment off of if Lighton can be working with this guy, then that means he must be good. So a lot of things that are not said are being passed across as information, as recommendation as well. So look for someone and be like that woman that Jesus used in the Bible that nagged the king until the king said, you know what? Come, God, take what do you want? Take, I will do it for you. Right? Don't give up. Go be hungry at it. She was hungry on me. That's one side of the story. Now, how did I end up being a producer that the glory of God works with a lot of people, a lot of known names? Like I said, people like to work with people that have been tested, but they don't just stay there. You have to be humble. You have to be humble. You have to be welcoming, accommodating, and you must give a reason why your service is different from every other person's service. Apart from the fact that you have to go for quality, for excellence, for resilience, when they are saying is enough is when you are saying, no, I can still do this, we can still get this so that it comes out excellent, right? There are so many projects that have come through my table that unless I start mentioning them here now, you might not know. But the reason why the people that I want to know my name are not necessarily people sitting in this room. They are the people who need the job. They are the ones coming, right? And the reason why they come is because I have given them a service that is palatable that they can't find anywhere. What is this service that I give? They find my studio as a home. They don't find that everywhere else. They go to places and they are studios. They go to places, some of them have religious mindsets, and they are entering studios that people have smoked in or have drunk in and stuff. But they find my studio a home. Some artists, big names, come into my studio and they are greeting everybody from there. Oh my God, I love your music. They're taking selfies and all. And then they enter the studio, and once the door closes, they remove their wig. Like, so we're at home now. Let's talk, let's play, let's rub minds beyond the music. So it's a service that goes beyond the music, being guaranteed that at the end of the day, even the music will come out excellent, right? So that is what I would say that has kept me in the space. And also because they enjoy the experience, they now recommend you without you being there. Just say, go to Mike Abdul, after we did Carry Body, I can't tell you how many people he has sent to my studio. It's like they gave him megaphone. Everywhere he goes to, have you worked with Lighton is the only one that can do all this. Just go there. I promise you we get it done. And make sure that you don't relent.
Why she's here today is she wants to tell us, how did you start? Tell us, was it that after the training and people just knew you bam and started selling? And I noticed that a lot of people bring down their prices just to get customers. Is that the case? You brought down your prices just to afford. You want everybody to be able to afford you. I don't even know if everybody can even be your customer in the first place. So now, can you tell us, how did you start? Because somebody was telling me, I'm coming because of TBC. I'm coming because of TBC. That girl, have you been to our cake studio? Oh my God, it's very big. Oh, so tell us. They want to hear from you. How did you start? Because I know there are some people here that want to venture into that business and they're thinking, how do you go about it? Because business is not about just doing it. Marketing is also important. Getting customers, getting profit is also important. So tell us, how did you start?
Okay, before I start, I would like to say, okay, it's a great privilege being a great one. I wish to be the youngest person here. It's really a very great privilege for me. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, to start with, the business. business was born out of service to God. So I started business, like I said, 7 years ago. Back then, I was school, Olabisi Obanjo University. So at that time, I was the welfare director at that point in time. So I had little knowledge about the whole baking thing and all of that. But then when I was appointed to be the welfare director, I almost neglected it. Like I was saying, no, I can't be cooking for everybody. I can't be doing this and all of that. But then I took it as my service to God. Like I saw beyond. I told myself that this is a business. Like I'm going to serve God. And that service to God is what really bettered the business. I can say it. All that I am today is by the grace of God. Like God has really, really been so good and kind to me. Because I discovered that most people they don't want to serve. Even the littlest thing, most people are not willing to serve. They just want to jump there. They don't want to walk through the process. So for me, it was a service to God. I started making cakes for church, making chapman and all of that. So the main business, going to the main business, there was a lady back then in school. I just loved the creativity. She would be decorating cakes and all of that. How is this person doing this? This is a whole lot of creativity. This is really mind blowing and beautiful. I told myself, if this person can do it, then I can do much more. So afterwards, I think it was during the long break, I came back home. I told my mom, I'm going to learn this skill. I want to learn how to bake and all of that. So I went for the training, I got back to school, started making little cakes, and the business started growing to the extent that back then when I was still in school, there are times that I would make over 200 cupcakes to school, to my classmates. They'll buy from me. I sold to our dean of faculty of science then. A lot of people in my classmates, my all mates, they really supported me. And I just told myself that even with all these small cupcakes that I was making, I know that there's a bigger picture. The business is going global. It's going to be a global brand. I was consistent with it. Like I was making almost every blessed day, making cupcakes. That moment when my mates are sleeping or moving around, I'm still there baking the cakes, and God really helped me. Moving forward, when I got back, I made the decision that I was going to come learn the skill proper. Because back then it was just more like me doing this thing. I will not say catching fun, but the bigger picture, I knew that I would be a great person. But then that bigger picture was not very clear to me. So that is still boils down to me going through my process. So moving back to Shagamu, then I decided to go for the proper training and I learned. I can tell you, I registered for just 3 days for the training just to more like do an upgrade. And my 3 months, like this one of our panelists said, Mr. I think you're Mr. Lighton, like he said, my 3 days, my 3 days was extended to over 8 months just because of my service. After the 3 days, I told my boss, my boss said, no, that they need to have a meeting. Every woman here said, this girl cannot go. She can't just go like that. And she called me. She was like, do I have anything I'm doing that I need to do after the training? I told her, no, I'll be willing to come for the training. And I was very dedicated. Like when I say dedicated, if you call my boss, I learned from Oki, she will tell you I was really, really dedicated. I made up my mind that I was going to learn it and I was going to give it everything that it takes for me to be a great person. And that foundation for me, my business skyrocketed from 0 to 100. I tell you, all that I was doing in Nago, I felt I was doing something. No, I didn't do anything. It was more like a fresh start for me, going for the training. And afterwards, I started doing online trainings. I'll register for trainings online. I'll go to Lagos, do advanced classes with big bakers out there and all of that. So moving to the second question. Some people they'll tell you, TBC is very expensive. Yes, for every craft, for every skill, you must learn how to put a price to your craft. Don't let anybody price you down. No. If you're very sure whatever it is that you are delivering, they will pay for it. I tell my workers and my students, I'll tell them, I say, oh, my customers are not beggars. You have to treat them right. Treat them like kings and queens. You have to deliver value. If you are able to deliver value, you don't have to be there. A lot of my customers, I can say 90% of my customers, I don't know them. There are people that will come, they will like, we want to see that TV star. This is small girl. I'll just laugh. But then if I'm not delivering value, they will keep coming back. So if I tell you I'm going to I'm going to sell a cake to you for probably 150,000 naira, and someone else tells me Baker is taking 50, I wouldn't mind. Everybody is not meant to be my customer. My price is my price because you need to learn how to do your costing properly. If you are doing a business and you do not put a price to it, you don't do your costing right, the business will end up folding up. It's just a matter of time. So you need to stand your ground. You need to create a niche for yourself. Yeah, that's one of the things I did. After the training, I discovered that a lot of bakers around, they were used to buttercream and fondant cakes. I just told myself that I want to be different. I want people to say that girl that makes whipped cream cakes. Whipped cream was a major deal then. A lot of bakers don't do it. They'll say once they are going, the cake will fall off, everything will scatter. It was just a whole lot. But then I told myself that I will do this thing. It took a while, definitely. It wasn't a day job. It was a process for me to really get it right. But then the fact that I created that niche for myself, it really helped me. And it helped me to put a price to whatever it is I'm selling. I tell you, I sell to kings, and not just women. See a man that is DJ. You sell to kings and not just women. Thank you.
Wow, wow. So can you tell us how much did you start with the business?
I think it was 5,000 naira, and that 5,000 was pocket money back then when I was in school. Yeah, my mom gave me then 5K. It wasn't bad. So then she gave me the money. I was like, 5K can do it. No. But then, what can I do with this? That was how I went to the market, got flour, sugar, a whole lot, confectionery thing. That was just it. I started making the cupcakes. And even then, I didn't have oven. Don't limit yourself. Don't ever limit yourself. I didn't have an oven. I started using pots and I would put sand. Like TPC is not just the TPC is great. Yeah, it's a big brand now. But then I started small. I walked through the journey. I didn't jump. I wish I had the finance to do all of those things. But if you are here and you feel like you do not have that finance, you do not have much, start with whatever it is. Because the more you postpone it, the more you procrastinate that, no, because I don't have up to 1 million naira, I don't have up to 500, you won't do anything. That idea will just be there and you won't bet for anything.
And why she's here today is she wants to tell us, how did you start? Tell us, was it that after the training and people just knew you, bam, and started selling? And I noticed that a lot of people bring down their prices just to get customers. Is that the case? You brought down your prices just to afford. You want everybody to be able to afford you. I don't even know if everybody can even be your customer in the first place. So now, can you tell us, how did you start? Because somebody was telling me, I'm coming because of TBC. I'm coming because of TBC. That girl, have you been to our cake studio? Oh my God, it's very big. Oh, so tell us. They want to hear from you. How did you start? Because I know there are some people here that want to venture into that business and they're thinking, how did you go about it? Because business is not about just doing it. Marketing is also important. Getting customers, getting profit is also important. So tell us, how did you start?
Okay, before I start, I would like to say, okay, it's a great privilege. It's a great honor. I wish to be the youngest person here. It's really a very great privilege for me. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, to start with, the business was born out of service to God. So I started the business, like I said, 7 years ago. Back then, I was school, Olabisi Obanjo University. So at that time, I was the welfare director at that point in time. So I had little knowledge about the whole baking thing and all of that. But then when I was appointed to be the welfare director, I almost neglected it. Like, I was saying, no, I can't be cooking for everybody. I can't be doing this. But then I took it as my service to God. Like I saw beyond. I told myself that this is a business. Like I'm going to serve God. And that service to God is what really bettered the business. I can say it. All that I am today is by the grace of God. Like, God has really, really been so good and good to me. Because I discovered that most people, they don't want to sell. Even the littlest thing, most people are not willing to sell. They just want to jump there. They don't want to walk through the process. So for me, it was a service to God. I started making cakes for church, making chapman and all of that. So the main business, going to the main business, there was a lady back then in school. I just loved the creativity. She would be decorating cakes and all that. How is this person doing this? This is a whole lot of creativity. This is really mind blowing and beautiful. I told myself, if this person can do it, then I can do much more. So afterwards, I think it was during the long break, I came back home. I told my mom, I'm going to learn this skill. I want to learn how to bake and all of that. So I went for the training, I got back to school, started making little cakes, and the business started growing to the extent that back then when I was still in school, there are times that I would make over 200 pockets to school.
Job from me so that I'll keep calling them. But I was smarter. I got it. So the third job, I didn't call them. I went on site. That thing worked. Said they are in trouble in Lagos. So jobs started coming in. At some time I thought Lagos was saturated. I went to Abuja and jobs started coming in. And I now realize that each time I get a job and I enter the office to buy materials, bulk of the money is gone. I went to school now. I saw the carton, nametech.com. So I went online. I sent them a mail. I want to buy materials directly from you. Of course, I bought 3 small cartons. They sold to me directly, 3 small cartons from South Africa. And if you go to the company today, I am one of the people they used to refer to. They will tell you, Mayowa in Nigeria. He started with 3 cartons. Now he's loading container, just little. And please, whatever you do, I call something spend finish. Don't spend finish. It's not a good English, but I believe you understand what I'm saying. Don't spend finish. Because then when the job started coming in, there are nobody knew me. I was not known anywhere. So there are some clients that will not give you a job because they don't know you. They will say, okay, go and bring materials. Then when I see your materials, I will pay. So what I did was, if I make on like 100,000, believe you me, I won't spend more than 30,000. The rest, I will buy materials and keep. When I get to a difficult client like that, I'll bring my materials. They will pay me. And before you know it. So electric fence sustained. And there is one man in my church, he wrote a book, 7 Streams of Income. He said, if you don't have 7 streams, you have not started. So I love that book. I read it, I digested it. So, okay. Now electric fence is settled. What else? So I went to, because this electric fence, I still went to South Africa for the training because I want to be ahead of everybody in Nigeria. That was my target. And today, if you call them that you have an issue with your machine, they will say, go to Mayowa. Mayowa will solve it for you. If you go there that you want to fix a site, you need a professional, go to Mayowa. And through that integrity that I have gotten with them, jobs, I hardly advertise. The jobs will be rolling in through. Then one thing that is also key, 1, your integrity. 2, don't waste time. Who are you? I have gotten a lot of jobs with timing. I was sitting on a site yesterday, the man called me, I said,
so it's usually behind all this. He also works with a lot of celebrities and all of that. These YouTube videos, cinema videos, all those movies that go to the cinema is behind it. But then I have a question because we are in this AI thing now, and for the last few days I've been creating advert myself using AI. In fact, I posted it, and my mom was like, Funke, you are trying for all this advert that you are doing, you are really spending money. I just told her, I said, Mommy, it is AI. It's not real human beings. But they are just looking like real human beings. She was like, AI. I'm sorry. But that's just it. Everything is looking real with AI now. And you are into this video shooting of films, movies, and all of that. How do you want to? I'm talking about photographers too now. How do you want to? Because if I put my picture and I use one of the apps for AI, trust me, I'm going to be looking like under 16, and I'll be looking so fine like a studio work. So what do you think? Do you think at the end of the day it's going to affect a lot of people's job? Will people no longer have job and they will now start using AI? What's the alternative like? Are you telling us that I can still, because I know if I have my way I can produce a movie with AI and I will still have scenes people with AI. So what's the future plan? What do you have in plan? Because it's not only in photography or videography or whatever. The other business like graphic artists. I design with Canva. All these flyers that you have been seeing, I designed them myself. I did not give a graphic artist because if I give them, probably they would have charged me per flyer 10,000, 20,000 naira. Why will I see the money? And at the end of the day, so I did all those things by myself, right? Using an AI feature. So what I'm saying is, what will happen to the next generation? Because aside that, like mommy said, she said somebody was able to tell her what she did in the last 24 hours. I'm beginning to be scared. Is it demonic? What do you guys think? Because if you can tell me everything I did in the last 24 hours, what's happening? So because we are looking at the future now, it's not about now alone. We are thinking about the future. What will happen to people who have skills in all those areas? Will they still be able to make money or not? Is there an option?
Thank you very much for that question. Good evening, everybody. That's a very good question and a very technical, and also a very important one. When the anthem played earlier, I knew it was AI, or maybe it was solo or something. And when you said it, you know, I have also some of the songs that I've written way back, put them on AI and did something nice. He said, okay, they are coming for your job, sir. Yeah, so this is how I have decided to look at it. Some jobs, yeah, like the graphics thing, for instance. Some jobs, maybe not. And what it is also saying to everyone that space that you need to be aware of this thing and then also find a way to harness this technology, even make.
You see that she was able to manage 5,000 naira. The money that we manage inside the house is what will help us be able to manage and start our business. Are we clear? No, let's on a serious note. If you're a woman that can manage, I'm talking to women now. If you're a woman that can manage, no, funds your husband give you, I'm sure that any money you can use it to start. And I can tell you for a fact that you know that so many businesses you can start today that you can use that same amount. I'm telling you, there are some skills that you learn that you don't need a lot of money to start with. That's the truth. But a lot of us are just too, maybe my hobby, let me use the word, we are closing our eyes, we are looking for big business that people will see us. I don't think, thank you, TBC. I think we've learned something from her today. So let me go to the next person. Our financial manager, the finance person here. We brought in Mr. Taiwo Rosanwo because this man, he has a lot of MPMP, CCS, it's too much. There's no certification he doesn't have in account. Name it. I remember then that when it was in backward, that's why I said it is very, very important. Anywhere you are, improve yourself, develop yourself because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. I remember that when it was in backup, it was in ACAC, it was doing this one. In fact, there was one certification that maybe it was only him and one person that had it in backup that he did. It was one. In fact, the twin brother will say, "Are you? What's happening now?" I like them. Oh. One will relax for the other to finish schooling. The other one too will pause for the other one. That's how they do themselves. Twin, is it? He has a twin brother. That's how they do. So, and I like them because they develop themselves very, very well. There's no certification, it doesn't have account. And this has a been like, if I tell you the top brands they work with now, then I don't want to just spill out how much it is. Because it can pay my salary times 5. He can pay my salary. So, and I can tell you that why did he get the jobs in other places? It was because of all those certifications he acquired while he was in Bangkok. And that's what paid me for it. So, sir, my question here is that a lot of us want to start business like we just talked about. It's not everybody that can start a business with 5,000, 10,000, and all of that. There are some businesses that we need funding. That's number one. How do we go about it? Two, how do we manage our finances when it comes to business? What's the structure? Because the truth is, how will I say it? There's a place for profit. In your profit, there are expense in your what's it called? In your revenue, thank you. In your revenue, we have expenses that you need to remove, maybe electricity bill, this bill, but then what should be the percentage for your profit in any business you do, maybe in buying and selling, in services, whatever business, what should be, because we need to also plan to pay ourselves too. So what should be the, how should we do that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity. Don't mind. Just thank you. But when it comes to finance, I said something. I put something down here. I said, if, like she said, if you don't have all these numbers and you have the passion, like the good thing about the whole was that you started with something. But that can be small.
And
But
why she's here today is she wants to tell us, how did you start? Tell us, was it that after the training and people just knew you bam and started selling? And I noticed that a lot of people bring down their prices just to get customers. Is that the case? You brought down your prices just to afford. You want everybody to be able to afford you. I don't even know if everybody can even be your customer in the first place. So now, can you tell us, how did you start? Because somebody was telling me, I'm coming because of TBC. I'm coming because of TBC. That girl, have you been to our cake studio? Oh my God, it's very big. Oh, so tell us. They want to hear from you. How did you start? Because I know there are some people here that want to venture into that business and they're thinking, how do you go about it? Because business is not about just doing it. Marketing is also important. Getting customers, getting profit is also important. So tell us, how did you start?
Okay, before I start, I would like to say, okay, it's a great privilege being a great one. I wish to be the youngest person here. It's really a very great privilege for me. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. Okay, to start with, the business was born out of service to God. So I started business, like I said, 7 years ago. Back then, I was school, Olabisi Obanjo University. So as at that time, I was the welfare director at that point in time. So I had little knowledge about the whole baking thing and all of that. But then when I was appointed to be the welfare director, I almost neglected it. Like I was saying, no, I can't be cooking for everybody. I can't be doing this and all of that. But then I took it as my service to God. Like I saw beyond. I told myself that this is a business. Like I'm going to serve God. And that service to God is what really bettered the business. I can say it. All that I am today is by the grace of God. Like God has really, really been so good and kind to me.
Or what somebody has not done. right? For my case, I was favored. Let me put it that way. And you can learn from my story. I didn't just start and then I got there. I started by going to meet someone who was there, she said, and started from throwing everything I thought I knew away and started to learn. Who was this person? I went to meet Cobalt, right? Everybody knows when you mention the name Cobalt, it's synonymous with excellence. And I was favored, quote and unquote, because by the time I went to meet him, he was also looking for someone like me. So God aligned my own steps with his. Flip this story. I came with an assistant today, right? Who was on my case in February this year. And I had told myself I was not
Just approach.
I've also had a lot of experience training. Um, Here is the clause with mine. I train till you're established, right? And so because of that, the process of selecting those who actually will be trained is a bit more rigorous. It's a bit more rigorous. You have to not just show that you want to be trained, you really want it. You're hungry for it. You also have to show that you have the character to go with it because it will need you to be in my space that has been cultivated for the right character because we don't just train for music production. We also train character, spirits, right? So you come into the studio and you find us discussing the Bible. Yeah, I'm not ashamed of the gospel. You will find us rubbing. In fact, we have a lot of iron sharpening iron sessions. Sometimes a music session can be 75% of us discussing Bible and 25% making music. So if you still think with all that I have said, you still want to come, please approach. God bless
Wow. Right? Only for serious minded people. We want to say a big thank you to everyone. TBC, those that are behind you that they came because
And I'm here. So people that knows me know that I'm accessible. Just like it's not easy. It's like what Morgan said now, it's commit. It's not just that you which some people can just have the passion for it that because they said somebody is dealing with all this big man or money is in cash is
very
in
true,
spur of
sir.
commerce. It's the passion. Like you just said our story. We started, it's not always smooth. You have to do that commitment. If you are committed, you can come over. I'm open. You have my number, you can talk to me anywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can reach out to any of them after this. After this, please make sure you pick a book before you go. Thank you very.
Well, I don't really know what to say. They want to become a honorable. That's a very good question. In fact, on that, you know when she was talking, she said she's an APC member. And my question is, no, you were saying that. How many of you have voters card in this one? Do you all have voters card?
Yes.
Thank you. In case you don't have, please go and get one. So that's the first thing. And then the second one is, politics is not a disease. It belongs to all of us. And I keep telling people, look at this brilliant mind. If all of you run away from it, then who stays? That is the truth. I mean, I joined out of that passion. When you see empty ones, you now be wondering. Though it may not be that smooth. I mean, my people are here, they will tell you my own encounter. I actually contested. I wasn't given the ticket because like they felt, no, maybe she won't play a bit. But that is not deterring me. I'm still standing. We want brilliant minds there. We will get there. And I want to share this because I never said that when I'm with you. See, Winston Churchill has this to say: success is not final. Even sometimes you may think you are making it very well. Forget it, there's still another story to come. And he says again that failure is not fatal. So the two goes together. But the courage to continue. And that is what I'll say. I love the way he put it. You want to train? Please be serious. Because the younger ones, they're not like us. Exactly. They want it very fast. But it doesn't come fast. That's why I say there's always a period, there's a process, and there's a product. But you have to go through the process and the period to get it. Thank you.
Okay, for me, I will be willing to mentor people. Then, like I said earlier, you need to have sense. If you cannot sell, there's a limit to it. That's what. But if you can sell, you can even become much more better than the person that you're looking for. And I do not limit people. I tell people, my students, greater than me. Like the sky is big enough. If you even say am I limit, then there's a problem. So you should aim for better, for the bigger things. Then are you willing to learn? Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to give away what it is?
Wow. Please, a round of applause for all our panelists today. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. So we need to do the closing prayer, Pastor.
Thank you for all the wisdoms.
Interview.
No, I'm just saying that was another.
So the thing beyond the idea, what does that personally mean to you? So much, I must say you're filled with wisdom and so much creativity to share with the young entrepreneurs. So to the young entrepreneurs that are coming up, what advice do you think you want to share with them?
When I was talking, one of the things I said, and all the same, sometimes it's never small, even when it's very small, that's what the end of it is. Driving, driving. So for them, honestly,
Thank you so much. We are so blessed. Yes, I can see that. So the thing beyond the idea, what does that personally mean to you?
I would say I actually don't know what it really means until I got it, and all our guests showed and told us what it was, and I must say this is an eye-opening. I'm definitely coming here back for 2.0, and I must commend her for what she has done. I don't know, but there's a spirit in me that once I step out